Hey YouTube, this is an interesting one. One of my buddies was like, hey, my buddy's got this stupid car that's been in my yard forever, and he says that I need this part fixed before I can put the motor back in. And this is a BMW motor. Looks like one of those dowels over there, but this one is busted off. This is my super ingenious little clampy thing. I've never tried putting copper into an area to see if it can actually block weld from getting in there, but that's the right size piece of copper for this hole. Under this thing I did use that as a center and then scribed around it in case I have to fill this entire thing with weld and then re-drill it and figure out where this thing is actually supposed to be. I think if I can do this and I can fill this and fill all the way around here, I can actually use this as like a little bit of a drill bushing too. It's already it's drilled for quarter 20. Just if that thing gets stuck in there, I want to be able to tap it and pull it the heck back out of there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop in here with like my sinker wave on like maximum cleaning and try to get into here and just brush and touch all of these areas. I cleaned it with that tool, my Port Demon. Woohoo! After I melt everything, I'm going to hit it with that long shaft die grinder with that type of end on it. If you can, I would say always use a long shaft die grinder because I think there are more bearings along this, and when that thing starts to wobble, especially when you're using like a soft aluminum, soft flute cutter or whatever, it only has like 8 teeth or 6 teeth or whatever, it gets real jumpy. Granted, I would never do this unless it wasn't for like a buddy of mine. And of course, guys like, hey, maybe you can put a new pan gasket on it, but it's like, oh, that's weird. That one's like all wonky looking, and I don't know if that bolt's even supposed to be there. Well, that blue bolt's a little wonky looking too. And when I look on the back side, it's like, yep, because there's a chunk of bolt over there, and that's the head of that bolt. This one, I don't think that's even supposed to be there at all. Or let me see. Well, that one's way off because it ran into a piece of bolt, so the other bolt is sticking out that way. But there's a hole there, and there's also a hole there, and whatever. I will see how this works. I've never tried backing anything with copper, and I'm going to do a quick little bit of welding, and I'll take a little bit more video. That's pretty quick. Oh yeah, the guy wants me to change that gasket, and I said no way, but where the heck is it? Oh yeah, that was in the oil pan on the other side. I mean, this poor thing is because it's going to get boosted and blown anyway, but okay, yeah, so I mean, I got like a little bit of a weld going on. Well, I didn't add any filler rod. I'm just trying to bring that black crap out to the surface, and now I will use that tool to cut off as much of that black crap as I can. Okay, so I hope I showed you all that black stuff that kind of came to the surface. I got this copper jobby clamp back in there. This is my little spring steely jig. Gotten rid of most of the black. There's a couple spots in there. I'm sure it's going to be like little... It's not going to be exactly pretty, but that's all going to get drilled out in the end anyway. So now I just have to make sure that I don't like wildly distort this zone as I try to rebuild something for the threads for this bolt. Sorry. Well, stuff's looking kind of scorched. That humming noise is the pump that I have from my gun there. It's weird, it doesn't seem like it really stuck to the copper, I don't think. I think that piece of copper is going to come out of there. I don't want to stick my finger anywhere near there. I will be doing some type of, I'll probably go around there with like some type of bead from this end. Hey, that is definitely warm. And pretty much, yeah, I filled up that entire hole from the bottom, you know, bead after bead after bead after bead. Yeah, the pan's getting warm. Probably pretty close to like engine temperatures. So, yeah, this rod is a. You guys can't see it, but it's a weird number. It's something for aircraft. It's Air Force for B-52s. But I'm going to continue building this and do my detail work over there, and then I'll yank that peg out of there and we'll see what we got. Sorry, I haven't done too much more. I checked out the temperature of like the block and the pan, and you know how much temperature I was getting into this thing. I don't want to just, you know, smoke the gaskets out of it. But now I think I'm back down to like 90 degrees or so. No, it's lower than my body temperature. So I think I'm gonna build that baby up and see what happens. I want you guys to see what I got here. I mean, I run a cheater in there. I don't know what the magnification is. I'm an old man. It's an Ultra helmet with a Lincoln Viking thing. It's kind of in there. One thing while doing this job that I did totally fucking forget to do was I should have changed this balance knob to like maximum cleaning, which I did not do. That's my chiller or whatever. That's the sink. There are some knobs up here, but I don't have that sequencer unit down there, which I think would be kind of fun. So, I touched a few times. Oh, guess you guys saw the amps on that. Looks like 147 is what I had the dial on. In the middle of the AC range. This isn't as pretty as it once was, but it is bead upon bead upon bead. I want to show you this, which would be my tungsten. Sorry. Come on over there. Well, that used to have a little BB on it. I mean, this is a massive gold tungsten, and generally I sharpen it and then I put like a sharper bevel at the very tip, and then I end up with a nice BB. But when you use your tungsten to actually clean your metal and you touch, it starts looking like that crap and your arc stability goes to shit. But I think I'm gonna be able to pull this thing out of it. It feels a little tight. I'm not too worried about it. I'm pretty sure it'll come right out of there. Okay, so I mean, it's a little, you know, we got the weight of the drill kind of hanging off of it and stuff like that, but I think it's a little more like that. I was pretty happy of how the bushing worked out. I think I'm hard to tell with this bumpy thing down here, but I think that I am straight to the pan rail, and I think I'm straight all these ways. when I was drilling this, the copper piece that I did have in there when I was welding it, it actually popped out on the drill. And I just, you know, I already had a good section of hole going, so just continued with it. So that will get drilled to accept whatever, it's probably a 12-150 or something like that. And this will get trimmed off with that die grinder. As long as most of the surface is flat, that's pretty much the hypercritical thing. That, and that this is actually, this dowel is located. This bolt is probably long, it's got wiggle room. I'm sure it can still be clamped onto here, you know, as long as there's nothing high. And I'll give one more video when there's actually, when it's flat and there's a screw thread in there and a dowel. Well, I guess this is how it came out. I stole a dowel out of the other side. Right here and right there, I mean, you can see that it definitely shrunk the material. I could feel that it shrunk it too with my finger. And that's why my file doesn't really touch right in there. But, you know, this dowel went in pretty tight, pretty nice. I think that it's pretty much on center, and this one will live again. Hope you guys enjoyed it.